So we're back at it again with some amazing builds from the Terra 1912 server. Let's see what the builders have been up to over the last month or so. Today we are starting here in Loadings, Paris. Now, the warp for this one is Loading New Paris, and that should give you an idea that he has been working on restructuring the city since we last came here. So he's given me a little blurb of what he's been up to and for things for us to go see. So, remaking of the Paris layout, including some new builds. A new town square has been added based on Place Stanislas, including Arc Hair and Hotel de Ville de Nancy. Next to the new square is the stock exchange from Bordeaux. The new layout has these builds surrounding the Arc de Triomphe, which will be at the centre of Paris. Palais de Commerce from Rennes has also been built and will have a small river to the north. With that being said, let's start our little tour around Paris. So we are standing here in, well, exactly where the warp brings us, and already I'm greeted with a beautiful view of the Parthenon? Yeah, whatever it's called. The beautiful domed church that sits inside France. So anyway, you may notice my hotbars are different colour, and that's because I have a autumn texture pack on for the tour, due to the fact it's November. So I thought we could see things with a bit of autumnal colouring. This only works in certain biomes, and as it turns out, this biome that Paris is built in is warm ocean, which isn't really well, you wouldn't really expect to see autumnal leaves here, so hence why everything here in Paris is still fully in bloom, as though it would be beautiful summer. When we go to other places around the world, you'll notice that suddenly things have gone a bit orange. So, where should we go first? I don't even know. I just want to look up. I want to see the birds and the bees. I think they're just the birds. So this is the cathedral I think we saw last time we came to Loadings Paris, which was back in April, I think? Possibly June. Very large structure indeed, and it's very, very detailed, being Loadings construction. So we won't we won't dwell too much around here. I think we need to go see some other bits, because looking at all of this, if I was to touch an inch of it, touch a tiny little a tiny little lever on here, I think loading would kill me. I think you would actually. I don't want to do it. So shall we wander? I want to wander down that way because I just want to see what this building looks like up close. We may have to turn the sun around as well. Oh, I've really gone for those autumnal colours, haven't I? We've gone for an almost nice 3 o'clock sunset along the road here, along the Avenue. This building just keeps growing and growing as we go down to it. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that entabler with the frieze on the top there, underneath the pediment. That's the on top. What is actually going on up there? So we've got a whole, looks like a scene going on in here. Some sort of godly figure here. This could be a cross. And then we've got a scene, possible muses. This may be like a Greek scene going off down here. I'm sure it's on the original structure in Paris. You can have a look online. I might put a picture in here actually. These capitals are insanely detailed. I wouldn't even think to do these sorts of things, but from a distance, yes, you get the nice flourishes there of what you would expect at the top of an Ionic. No, at the top of a Corinthian column. Going on through, we come down to here. Oh, there's a little scene going on here as well, with the very nice checkered board finish and the very large door in there made of bronze, which actually I think harks back to the Parthenon in Rome, which also has a very large bronze door, although we can't see that due to the fact that the sun's being blocked out by that gorgeous structure in the background. Just look at its girth. Okay, right. Moving on swiftly down the road, we're going to wander down and see some beautiful structures, some beautiful houses built in the Haussmann style. Let's just change the sunshine back round again. See, I've got it set to 8 AM, but I think that's just not quite autumnal enough. Let's try it at 7:30 AM. Oh, that's got a bit more orange to it. Yeah, that's good. Yes, very nice stuff. Loading, you always seem to get it right with the details. There's always enough going on and a lot of depth within the builds. I remember us seeing Stalybridge last time, and that was your your go at building an English style of town. So already we are at the position where we can see the Arc de Triomphe. Loading has not quite finished this yet, but this will be at the centre of Paris. So if we quickly fly up, we can see it sits within its large roundabout, which in France they drive strangely on. In the UK, when you come up to a roundabout, for one, you're driving on this side of the road, you give way to anyone on the roundabout already going right. So you give way to the right. I believe in France, and this is just from watching Grand Tour, so it could just be Jeremy Clarkson making up guff. But in France, apparently anyone on the roundabout gives way to anyone going onto the roundabout, and therefore this doesn't move, and you just end up like causing carnage on the middle of the roundabout. Okay. Ebin? Oh, is this a hangover from Halloween still? Very odd creature indeed. Right. Yeah, anyway, that's my musings of what happens on French roundabouts. I don't know. Anyway, I saw this tunnel over here. It's like a little tram tunnel that goes under the Arc de Triomphe, pops back up on the other side. That's really cool. I like that. Nice little detail. You can even see down the other end. And you've kept the cables going through it as well. That's nice. This is a good little detail actually for hanging cables off the top of tunnels. Didn't even think about that. Good job, Loading. Right. What else do we have to see? I believe the other section, if we just currently cut up this couple here, is over there. So this is something you're going to see a lot more of in towns and cities around Whiteburg, and that is the massing exercises going on here with white wool. Now, I will show you some that I've actually done recently in Whiteburg City later on in this tour, but I think it works really well because it adds a certain 3 dimensions to a planning. Normally, when you're planning stuff, you just tend to do it like, a 2D design on the floor. And then you kind of go, okay, well, how's that going to look in comparison to the rest of it? So what you start doing, and this is the way to do it, is just stack bits of walls up and go, right, that's a good height. Now, how's that going to feel compared to a building next to it, which may be smaller? Now, what you can do after that is you come back to it and go, okay, well, this is a corner building. I want to add a bit of detail to it. And then you suddenly go, right, well, let's go find an example. And, oh, right, well, that fits nicely there. And that's just kind of space and gap. And then this is how big. It makes planning out a city so much easier because you're already going through the motions of working out exactly how you wish to have your massing, and I implore everyone to give it a go because honestly it's very worth your while. So we're coming down to here. There's lovely gates down there. I've just noticed some bicycles. These are really cool little designs. So they're using glass for the wheels, an upside down lever for the sort of main structure, and then a mushroom for the seat. A mushroom from the nether, and then we've got one here and one there. So 3 different little designs of bicycles. If you do happen to end up building these, make sure you credit Loading as the builder who came up with that idea, I believe. So we move on through into here, which I believe again, is this where? This is the Hotel de Nancy? That might be that over there actually, the Hotel de Ville de Nancy. This may be the Bordeaux stock exchange. That looks a bit like a stock exchange. Again, very nice, very French. That's really cool. Love that. And you've got the great sightlines down here. And this is what's really good. When you want to rebuild your city, try and get some really good sightlines in, because that's what you're going for. It's all great in that having diagonals, but having a nice flat-on, straight section like that with a beautiful structure at the end, a terminating view as they call it, just really is something else. So much detail in these walls. Let's have a quick look at them. The colours are great. I like the pale white sections in there, which really do offset the sandstone. But you've also got a few different colours in the capitals here. A little bit of orange. I keep saying it like that. I do apologise to the French watching this. I'm sorry, you're French. Now we've got a beautiful triumphal arch here, coming through into another section. Oh, today's special dragon breast soup with endstone bread. We best not look in there too far. Oh my, there is a slight bit of lag though. Okay, we will come back here during the Christmas pub crawl, which will begin filming soon. God, it's nearly December again. Hopefully I can figure out how to film that without the lag killing me. Let's move through this way, through into here. I spy, my little eye, a huge Ferris wheel. Good lord. and some dinosaurs. Right, I think we've entered a region that isn't quite built. So I think unless this is, yes, I think this is the Hotel de Ville, the one from Nancy. Very nice, good looking building. Although I think we've seen this before in its old version, when it was sitting over there. That looks like a stock exchange. Is that the stock exchange? Is there signs written on this? Oh well. Loading can point out in the comments, yeah, I think this might be the stock exchange. This would make more sense. It's really nice. Like nice glass roof on a strange corner. A very cool little tower there. And just overall pleasant building. Take a few in of those details there. Right then. Well, that's our somewhat whistle-stop tour around Paris this time. Loading's definitely got some stuff in the works. As you can see behind me, there are some dinosaurs. But still, never mind. It's time for us to move on to our next location. And here I am bathing in the autumnal sun in the European city of Bern. And we welcome back Limbo, who we've not seen for many years actually. The builder of the beautiful city of Prague, or I can't remember what we used to call it, Breznice, that was it. But he's taken on a new form of building the Swiss town of Bern. So let me read you a little blurb he's written for this place. A recreation of Bern's old town with the main church, Berner Münster, and a connecting platform called the Münster Platform. Münsterplatz, the main square, is also finished. So Limbo, let's take a look around your very nice Swiss-inspired town. And we start off things here on what looks to be a little platform. And I'm just going to fly out of it and get a look at what's going on. So we're in the edge of a very large hill. Oh wow, that's nice. I like that. That's got some good detail to it already. That's like some sort of rocky outcrop, possible volcanic. Although we are in the Alps, so probably just a mountain. And down the front here, along what will probably be Lake Geneva. Is that where Bern sits, or am I getting confused with Geneva? Probably. And already I can see the very nice Swiss influence. We've got the shutters on all of the windows, the different colours, the almost Italian / Southern France influences coming through here. So as mentioned, we're going to go up there and see the Berner Münster, which is the main church here. But I just wanted to have a little look around the front here, because I feel like once we get up there we'll have a lot to see, and I just wanted to show that, you know, it's all very much work in progress, but it's good to have Limbo back. He has a certain way of doing things, and it's a very good way of doing things. Right, let's move ourselves over here, and you can already see this is some of the places where we're going to start getting a bit of the autumnal colours. The grass has already gone that nice autumn colour, and it's just going to help build upon a bit more of the atmosphere. I don't know why I've gone like that. Also, I'm sorry if I'm very husk today. I currently have a cold, or the Rona, I'm not entirely sure which one. So I may be sounding a bit more hoarse than normal, although some people may like my more ASMR voice. So let us wander in to the Münsterplatz, the main square out of the front of the building, and we're greeted with some very nice chocolate box looking houses, as we call them here in the UK. Ooh, that's really nice. Like the flowers, the colours across the front there, and the overall colour of it all very much is what I expect to see in Switzerland. Same with this place here. And then we have the church. Now, the church has been detailed using endstone, and I haven't seen an endstone building in a very long time. Since I was a wee boy, no, many years back now. I think it works, to be honest. It brings out a difference in the sandstone. It's got a greenness to it that makes it look a bit more like limestone. Now, I've never been a fan of endstone, but I'm not going to say this is bad. This is very nice. I think it works. Texture-wise, it definitely offsets the overwhelming creaminess that is smooth sandstone and sand. And overall, the details here really do help pick out that. But I think I am right in saying that limestone is a bit more green in real life than we give it credit for. And endstone really does help bring that texture out. So around the back here, looking at this lovely asp. Very nice structure there. And it's still under work in progress. And that's quite nice. And that's what I like about these server update tours. We can fly around, we can see bits and bobs of things that are still being built, but those sections that have been built, it's already looking really nice. Let's quickly just turn the sun round again. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, it's almost fluorescent in the light. And this is a lovely little square here as well. Perfect. Well, I can't wait to show off more of this in the future, Limbo. But again, it's really nice to have you back. And we have this little, oh, didn't even realise I was closing off. Didn't even realise there's a little park around here. This is, looking good in the autumnal sun. The colours, that gets a good view up through there. Tasty. And these little low bushes, so you've gone for azaleas through here without the flowering on, but you've added this section of, what is this? Never sprouts? Huh, I haven't seen that used before, but that gives a nice little tinge to the top of it all. And this place carries on out. This is what we saw the top of when we were flying around the base here, the very large rocky outcrop with these nice little towers in them. I imagine you can probably go on down, or just go in them, get a nice little view, enjoy the sunshine as it goes across the lake, which may or may not be Geneva. It's not, I don't think it is. So, anyway, I think we should move on to our next location while I'm whispering into the microphone. Well, we really are in autumnal colours now, aren't we? Here we are at the steeple, which has been shown off before. Actually, I don't know if it was shown off on an update tool yet. Anyway, this is the steeple, a very large structure currently located at the end of the Mall in Whiteburg City. And it was built by myself and Goblin this year, I don't even remember which year we built it in, as an ode to Nicholas Hawksmoor's creations, as it's a tower based on a painting which is called Hawksmoor's Dream, and it involves a selection of his builds and motifs across all of his works. And it just sits here as the national monument in Whiteburg City, along with a very large church at the back, which was on the site of what is a former abbey, and that was the Abbey. But I haven't brought you here to show you this, although I probably should have done many, many moons ago. No, the park is now in full autumnal bloom, but what I want to show you is actually over here. If we come through this archway here, the Wellington Arch, again, not entirely sure I've actually shown this off. The Wellington Arch this is based on the real life one. It's a triumphant arch to show love to the Duke of Wellington for defeating Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo, and it's a very nice little neo-Greek structure, and it just fits very nicely. It's an odd shape, but I really do like the way it builds up to a statue on top. Now, this is the statue that was added at the end of the 19th century. The original statue was a very large statue of the Duke of Wellington on his horse. I believe his horse was called Betty, or have I just dreamt that? Who knows? I'm not a well man. So what this is called a quadrella, a four-horsed chariot being driven by this guy down here, and above is the Angel of Death. No, it's actually, I think it is the Angel of Death. I don't know, but anyway, it's an angel with a quadrella on top of here, and I really liked building these horses. So these ones are diagonal on the sides. We've got one rampant there, and they're all marching off down towards the bridge, which we built last year. And the bridge really does pick out these autumnal colours so well. Oh my! Oh, I haven't put this texture back on to look around this bit yet. It was for something else down there, which I'll show you later. Anywho, we haven't been here for a while, so I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an update on what I have been planning. If we fly, well, we can walk, let's wander for the park. Now, Whiteburg City is, as always, an ongoing project, and I try and build it whenever I have a chance to. Recently, I haven't really been having that much of a chance to, but in the last month or so, I have finally committed to filling in a few gaps and holes in planning and just sorting out a few other bits. We need, desperately, I need to breathe some life into the place, because as you can see, the streets are empty, and they have been empty for a long time now. The skies aren't empty, but that's due to a parade that happened during the coronation of Charles III, which was back in May. The parade's now been removed and replaced with a remembrance parade, which we could go see in a bit, actually, when I show you a second structure. But for now, we're just walking through the parks. This is St Mary's Park, which is seated near the Church of St Mary Le Strand, where I'm going to. Anyway, what I'm building currently is all of the townhouses, hopefully, around this section here. And what we're walking towards are massing exercises. As I was mentioning earlier in Loadingstown, I too have conducted massing exercises, but not just that. We have this here, the column of the Duke of York. Sits in a very nice, prominent location opposite the Duke of Wellington's arch, and also sits within the middle of a road, which is looking a bit like this. Now, this road will connect through down to there and have more townhouses along it all the way down to the edge. Over there is the parks that sit behind the Greenwich House. This here is my massing exercise. So this building is, well, it will eventually become a pub. I haven't quite figured out the name for it yet, but it's based on, well, I'm not going to spoil it. You'll see it hopefully in December. And it will have a sister building on the opposite side as well. These two are built in a neo-Baroque style. What this is a road that used to exist just full of really old Georgian townhouses, which is what I've done through here. A nice massing exercise of very large Georgian townhouses, which will be more Queen Anne style, so a bit older in nature, probably early 1700s. And that will continue across through here and to the edge of where the old abbey was, next to the steeple. So these houses here are going to have absolutely gorgeous views across the park. Now, what this brings us up into is the area around Wilverley Square, which is our version of Trafalgar Square. So this very crude structure will be Nelson's column. So we've got the Duke of York's column over there. We'll have Nelson's column here, and we could probably put some more columns somewhere else. We do have another column somewhere. Oh yes, in the centre of the Parliament Square down there. And I keep thinking we have another one somewhere. I don't know. But what you're seeing here is a planned out square with the train station, which I started back in January and got nowhere else with. Again, this is just due to lack of time, but what happened is I'm trying to design the rail structure at the back here. A bit complicated because we've got to try and figure out where things are in Linford and all of that, plus there's a lot of landscaping to do. I'll get back round to it. We'll have a train station here, but the main crux of it all is I need to move that road to a different angle up through here, and once I've done that I can pull this forward a bit and it will sit a bit nicer against the square. Anyway, opposite it will be St Mary's Le Strand, which is a church that actually sits in the middle of the Strand in London, and what we're doing here is the same thing. So road becomes like one way either side, comes into this nice big junction roundabout and goes off the bridge that way towards Linford. So this will be a terminating view here, directly opposite the column, which is almost directly opposite the train station. So when you exit the train station, sorry, I'm just dumping all of my ideas here. When you exit the train station, you're going to get that view. Just look at that view, because that is you can see it all. As opposed to it being directly head on, you'll just see the column in front of the tower or in front of the steeple of the church. What you're going to get is two structures which are almost identical in height, looking across a backdrop of very large, almost I would say French styled Victorian buildings, ones you would see around Trafalgar Square in London. And then again, I've got the same massing exercise along here. I wish I could show you buildings, but I can show you placeholders for buildings. Now this is going to be a nice little alleyway down here, a little road, an old-fashioned sort of side road coming down through here. You can see the edge of these townhouses, and behind it all will be a rabbit's warren of back passages and things. What I'm trying to do is just dump a lot of my ideas on the ground and go, there's going to be a lot of angles here, but hell, we're going to build it and we're going to have fun doing it. And the same will be here as well, and the rest of it through here. So hopefully in the new year you'll see a lot more of Whiteburg City being built. Whether it's a video or not, I don't know. I am filming them as time lapses, but we shall see. But still, that is that area, the area of St Mary's, I like to call it, opposite the steeple. But if we head back through here into the governmental section of Whiteburg City, through Admiralty's Arch, we're going to get met by all of these lovely autumnal colours through here. So you can see I've removed the parade that was through here, but the frames will start dropping un momento as we reach down towards the cenotaph. Now, if I can just, we seem to be raising down to about 1 FPS, but let me just stand still. The cenotaph, the parade, and the flyover. Yes. If you want to see this in a bit more detail, that isn't almost frames, check out a post on Twitter I've done about it as well, also in the National Gallery on the Discord. But this is not the last thing I want to show you here, if you bear with. Right, we've managed to come away from that lag fest, and we've come to this place here, which is number 1 Paradise Street. Now, Paradise Street isn't this road, it's actually this road here, or was this road here, because this road stops there. Paradise Street is this is the main hall of the CDP. Now, this is their operations and also where they hold banquets, and I built it about 2 years ago. It just kind of sits opposite Parliament building. The idea is this was based on what's known as the mansion at the back behind Downing Street. So the idea was always going to be to build Downing Street, and I kind of have in what is known as the Paradise Street compound. So it's an area that sits in the middle of Whiteburg City that's kind of fenced off completely from the outside world and features the iconic buildings, the black painted bricks of Downing Street. So you can see here, this is number 10. That's number 11, and that's number 12, and then we have a random one stuck on the end, which is number 13, and it acts as the boundary wall there. Opposite it, we have a made-up building known as number 15, and this is just a very, very large townhouse, which possibly could have been part of the church once upon a time, back when Whiteburg City was, founding and building up. And next to that will be a pub known as the Right Honourable Gentleman, which will feature on this year's pub crawl. Hopefully, if I get round and build it with all manner of nonsense going on in there. But I just wanted to show this off, even though it's not very much finished just yet, because you can see behind these houses a big empty space. Now there will be a bit of a garden, but these buildings will connect into this building, so you can exit Parliament, go through the hall, into the compound. Now this place is only for CDP members, and you'll be greeted at the gates here. If you aren't a CDP member, you'll be asked to leave. Sometimes people get thrown off this into the tracks. No, they don't say that if they are causing a ruckus. But what's going to be quite nice is there'll be some trees through here. It'll be quite well defended, and just it'll look nice. But what I like is, I've tried to keep it as both different but also similar to how Downing Street once looked back in the day. Anyway, that's a little update on Whiteburg City for now. It's time for us to move on to another location. Right, now for something a little bit different. Duncan is back. Duncan Builder hasn't been on for a little while, and today we're going to be showing you a place called Katzhauvel. So this is based on the work of Anton Pieck and William Kokek. This almost fairy tale-like town is growing and has a few simple rules in place. The people who live here refuse to drive the new thing called cars and are very old-fashioned. This town feels like it's stuck in the late 1800s. The marine and fisherman life is highly celebrated in the town, and they love to entertain themselves by the big theatre near the city centre. Right, well then Duncan, let's see what this place looks like. I'm already getting the fairy tale sort of vibe from it. It's a bit windy and a bit weird. There's a strange tower over there which looks very medieval, and we've got this large galleon here. It's interesting because we don't really see much of this on the server, but I imagine this is real because I know what you tend to build stuff from the Netherlands and the Dutch. But this is cool. A little place here, a little battery. Got some cannonballs lying around. Got some cannons ready to flow off that way. But I do like it. It's got that walkable feel to it. And exactly as you said, no cars allowed. So we're going to wander through these little streets and see what we can see. And already I'm getting that sort of, I feel like I'm in a sort of Grimm Brothers fairy tale somewhere around Germany. We've taken the wrong road. Let's go back this way. But this is really cool. And with this texture pack on today as well, it's giving autumn, that's for sure. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm no Gen A. Oh, there's a little pub in here. I wonder if this is going to be on the tour. Maybe. We'll have to see. I have to come back here. Back out this way. And we've got some more buildings up here. Let's take a quick look at those. But yes, like I said, very different style to what we're normally used to on these tours. There's a little dungeon down there. Little warehouse. I like that. Now let's go up this way and see the theatre. Up these stairs onto another section of the town. Through here, so we've got a church, a diagonal church. Duncan likes to punish himself by building diagonal churches. It's not his first diagonal church, I will tell you that. There's one in Hurgerdam, which he built at a 45-degree angle, the same angle as this. It works. I don't think you've done a very good job with that. Oh, there's a little sort of canal section down this side. I didn't see this. We didn't even walk down this. Which way did we go? Oh, we went through there. That's why. Oh, there's more this way. Oh, I like walkable cities like this. Not some sort of new world order agenda, but I do like walkable cities that are old and you can just wander around. What is it? I got a comment on one of the previous ones about walkable cities. It was the most deranged comment I think I've ever read, so thank you for commenting that. Please, more deranged comments. I do enjoy a bit of depravity. So moving around here, I believe this here, which looks like something out of Disneyland, is the main theatre. Very nice. Yes, it's got a very Renaissance-y sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, fairy tale. That's it. It's got these little stairs here and wander in. But yes, Duncan, this is a good little project. I assume it's in United Lowlands somewhere. I think it's like on the north coast. But we've got a little room inside here. We've got the way... this actually might... Can we go downstairs? Oh, we can. Oh, there is a door at the front. Oh, no, you just come in that way. And then you have to make your way around. Concessions. Get yourself some bits over here. What's in here? Okay. There's some Dutch written in there. Lovely. I'm not going to try and speak that. And then... Oh, a little gallery at the side. And then we walk through into the theatre. Oh, this is very nice. Oh, this is very nice. Right, I'm going to get the seat at the back. And, oh, actually, let's get through the middle. There we go. Some little motif there. Interesting. Well, Duncan, this has been very nice. A little bit different, a little bit fun. But what I will say is, we've already seen quite a bit in this video. So I think it's time to actually say, join me in part 2, where we continue to explore the list I have here and see the rest of the stuff built on the Terra 1912 server over the last month. So until next time, guys, remember, get building, get inspired, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.